Hey everyone, John here from School of Trade. Today we're going to be taking a look at a short trade here on crude oil. Let me get the order in here. So I'm looking to go short at 50.80 with this breakdown of the ascending wedge. My stop is going to go initially above the highs up here. So I'm going to get my stop in place and I'm going to put my target equal to the breakdown that we had earlier. This huge spike lower. Very obvious that we are in a bear trend. I don't think it takes a rocket scientist to figure that one out. We are very, very bearish. Any attempt from the bulls in this type of environment is likely going to be faded, meaning that a move up is going to be sold, and that's just because of how heavy this market is. Think of this as kind of like a big freight train, right? Try to stand in front of a freight train. Are you going to stop it? Probably not, right? You might be a little bit of a divot in the tracks, but that's about it. And that's kind of what we're seeing here. Buyers are trying to stop this move. They try to stop the move and they get ran over. They try to stop the move. They try to stop it again. They get ran over. And every time more and more buyers come in to try to stop this freight train to the downside, they may pause it for a little while, but inevitably they get slapped right back down again. Now, this is the type of day that will eventually have a correction, but that correction is not something that I want to be the first one to the party of. I'll let the buyers tell me when they're ready to do that. Until that point, I'm going to keep selling. So we have a beautiful move, correction back to the moving average, ascending wedge, and we just broke out of that ascending wedge, telling us that we need to be looking to get back in to the short side. Target's down at 50, 59, and that is going to be the overall objective. Now, on a day like this, you can zoom out a little bit and say, okay, well, I only want to take 2 contracts off there, move my stop to break even, and look for bigger objectives to the downside. Because it is such a strong trend day, this is the type of environment that you get big runners. Now, that being said, you don't want to count on the big runner, right? You want to take the profit where you can, but the next objective beyond that is going to be down at a area of support at 50.38. And I'm going to go ahead of that level to 41, and that is going to be the final objective to the downside. So due to the day type, we have the possibility of a relatively large runner target, but overall, I want to make sure that I get my profit off where it makes sense to, off at 50.59. Sellers pushing into the lows again, only a couple ticks away from our target here. Now, in terms of this downside move, we had a very, very large bear breakout, and that bear breakout tells me that I can probably reduce the risk a little bit, right? There's no sense in leaving on full risk when you have that type of movement. We get the target filled. Now, in terms of the stop, now that we've gotten that filled, I want to go to +1. You could argue just leaving your stop back at 83. You're risking 3 ticks to give it more room to the downside, and because we are looking for a runner, that's not necessarily that bad. We banked a lot on that first move down. Now we're just waiting for a little bit of follow through, right? We have a big bear day. It may be that we go down and correct again and then break down again. That is the type of day. Notice all of these moves. Big move down, corrects, breakdown. Small little sideways, breaks down. Small little sideways, breaks down. We'll probably go small little sideways and then break down. So there may be another opportunity to get in short again if we're given the opportunity to. But that being said, we're just going to let the market do its thing. Stop is at a -3 right now to give it as much room as possible. Once we start getting a little more information, we can lock that into a profitable area. But risking 3 ticks to potentially make 40 seems like pretty good risk reward to me. So I'll leave it where it is and we'll see what the market has in store for us. Seeing the sellers pushing, wow, look at that, all in one move. Seeing the sellers pushing down into lows again, we get that final objective filled, and it looks like they actually have a little more juice in the tank. You'll notice I moved my stop to 75, and that's just because we did exactly what we expected. We went a little bit range bound, and then we broke down. If that's the case, and this is going to be a continued trend, I don't want to see that broken. So you lock the stop down and just kind of let it go. Now, in terms of further movement, you could continue doing that over and over and over again, but given that we're running into large areas of support at 38, 32. You also have monthly support down there at 21. I'm getting more and more reasons to not be short anymore. So I think this is an area that a lot of folks will begin taking profit, but by all means, you still can trail your stop down along with the move. But overall, that's going to do it for me. A gorgeous rundown. 3 contracts, 1 with a runner. Given the day type, it makes a lot of sense to go for a runner, but make sure that you get that profit off the table, at least at a first objective location. So if you have any questions about it, feel free to send an email into School of Trade. Don't forget to check out our trial at schooloftrade.com, and as always, we'll catch you next time.